The NBA All-Star voting started earlier this week. Perk, you shared your All-Star starters for each conference on Twitter yesterday. #carry-on. Take us through your selections, starting out west. What do we got here?
Well, first of all, you know you got LeBron James, right? I mean, think about it. He's playing at an extremely high level, at an MVP type level, so that was a no-brainer. You look at Stephen Curry, a guy that probably if he wasn't playing with the Warriors, they probably would not have won the game this season. So almost averaging 30 points a game. Look at what Dame Lillard is doing, being the Dame Dollar that we know, putting up almost 30 points a night. And then you talk about Big Jokic, the Joker. His number speaks for himself. Jamal Murray hasn't been playing up to par like we expected him to play. We thought he was going to take a tremendous leap this year after what we saw in the bubble, and he hasn't. So Jokic has been carrying this Denver Nugget team, and I would never question a great Greg Popovich again. When he make a comparison like he did saying that Jokic is the new Larry Bird, I believe him, okay? And then Paul George. I know everybody want to talk about Kawhi Leonard, and rightfully so, but Paul George is having one of the best seasons of his career.
Yeah.
He's shooting 50, 49, 50, 48 from the three and 90 from the line, or some ridiculous stat number like that, and he's playing some inspiring basketball. And guess what? He took a lot of heat in the bubble. He took a lot of heat this offseason. He said that people were going to pay on the All the Smoke podcast, and he's showing up. So not only is he talking the talk, but he's walking the walk. And that's how I selected my All-Star starters in the Western Conference. Do you and Vince got a problem with it, George?
Okay, let's go with Vince first. Vince, what do you think about Perk's selections?
I like the selection. There's only one person that is kind of question, if you would, and it's Paul George, and everything you say is 1,000% correct. But what about that guy in Dallas by the name of Luka Doncic? He's almost having a triple-double, doing what he needs to do, and I just feel like he is playing great basketball, and he's improving and getting better as well.
Right.
He's played more games and has a better average as well. But I mean, it's one of those things. It's just, you know, either you like this way or you like it that way. I just think Luka Doncic is playing at an all-star level. Yes, he was already in the running for MVP coming into the season, and he's living up to it. He's playing some great basketball as well.
Well, George, I hear you saying right. Do you second that?
Well, no, I think that Luka is in the conversation. I probably wouldn't put him over any of those guys that you have at the moment. But the one guy, if I had to think of one guy that I think was also omitted on that list, and I don't have a big problem with your list, but Spider Mitchell, Donovan Mitchell has been fantastic. He's on the #1 team in the Western Conference. I know this may be blasphemous because I think Steph Curry is a transformational, transcendent talent. But if we're talking about this particular season, okay, I may put Donovan Mitchell in there ahead of Steph this particular season. But I ain't going to fight you on it. Well, first of all, I would never fight you because you'd kill me. But number two, but number two, I wouldn't fight you on it because it's just close to me. Like, I mean, if you went with Steph, I ain't going to argue too much.
Yeah. Okay, well, let me say this, George, and you have a great point. But when you look at the Utah Jazz, they have a good team. They have a great team. So when you look at their stat line, they have guys, 6 or 7 guys every night that are finishing in double-figure points. And no knock on Spider, but he has had an up-and-down season. And you have guys like Jordan Clarkson, who has been like a 6th Man of the Year candidate, who has been helping the Jazz win games. Now, Vince, let me get to you on your point about Luka. Yes, Luka is putting up those monster numbers that's showing up in the stat sheet. But what I want Luka to do is to start showing the world that he can make winning plays that don't show up in the stat sheet. Because here's the problem that I have. Everybody criticized Russell Westbrook when he averaged a triple-double, saying it doesn't translate to winning basketball, but we do not keep that same energy when it comes down to Luka.
Vince, what do you think?
I'm going to say this. I think without Luka on the floor, though, Dallas doesn't win either.
Yeah.
And that's one of the things, and that's why I felt like he's playing basketball. And I agree with you. If he continues the killer instinct and mentality, and to prove that, he can lead their team, good things can happen. But like I say, you take him off, like you mentioned with Donovan Mitchell. The games that he hasn't played, they're still winning. I think if Luka's not in the game or not playing for them or missing games, Dallas doesn't win.
Yeah, no, that's a fair point. I mean, he is a one-man band in a lot of cases there with the Dallas Mavericks.
Well, they're not. The Dallas Mavericks not in the playoffs right now.
They're not.
BC and George, they're not winning with Luka.
No, I agree. But where would they be if he wasn't playing?
Right. They'd probably be the worst team, arguably, in the conference for sure. So.
Thanks for watching ESPN on YouTube. For live streaming sports and premium content, subscribe to ESPN+.